Welcome back to the R3 Approach. In the approach, we realize the fact that our games are either evolving or remain kind of status quo. In other words, we level out and we don't continue to genuinely develop as players and emerge as players. Well, it's a fact that if we are directing our thoughts and actions towards the right things in the right way and at the right time, we will be evolving as golfers. In the R3 Approach, the 6 components provide for us good information that will in fact help us to direct our thought and action toward the right things in the right way and at the right time. Component number 1, which we've had a look at, has to do with the 5 universal laws, those things that are immutable and unchanging about the game that we all need to be aware of. Component number 2 here presents the fact that if we are going to genuinely evolve as golfers, we need to know that it's going to take place from 4 different perspectives. This is what component number 2 in the R3 Approach is all about. With that in mind, let's have a look at component number 2, the 4 perspectives of game improvement. Okay, let's do some good work and have a look at component number 2 of the R3 Approach, the 4 perspectives of game improvement. Again, in the R3 Approach, we always like to begin with the end in mind, and a good way to do that is to remember that overall strategy. Continuously do good work, developing our golf games to the point where they can be seen and felt to be mechanically sound, physically athletic, and tactically fluid processes for playing the game. We genuinely fulfill this strategy, we are in fact becoming better players. In order to do this, we have to understand that the process is an emergent one. We're evolving as golfers. Our games are developing as we correctly and sufficiently direct our thought toward the right things in the right way and at the right time. Well, in order to do this, we really have to understand that, again, it's taking place from 4 different perspectives. Perspective number 1 is the factual perspective. It has to do with our mind, our mindfulness as a golfer, our consciousness as a golfer. First objective in the approach is to develop our game to where it can be seen and felt. That means it's a mindfulness, it's consciousness. Our next focus is perspective number 2, the mechanical perspective. It has to do with our golf club. The fact that that golf club is a tool means that we need to understand how that tool has been designed to be used and then do our best to use it in that manner. Then we'll shift our focus down to perspective number 3, the physical perspective, which is where we spend the most time, put forth the most effort in terms of developing our golf swings and putting strokes. But that certainly doesn't complete us as players. We have to cross the bridge over to the 4th perspective, the tactical perspective, which has to do with our brain. Our brain is certainly the control center for everything that's going on. So if we're going to fulfill that overall strategy, we need to know that we're going to have to direct our thought and action from these 4 different perspectives. No question about it. It's a blending process of different aspects having to do with mechanical stuff, physical stuff, and tactical stuff. In the R3 Approach, we present it as the R3 4 perspectives pyramid, where we show that, again, perspective number 1 there is the foundation of the pyramid. This is what supports everything that we do in terms of developing as players. And if we're going to raise that mindfulness as a golfer, raise that consciousness as a golfer, we have to understand what these next 3 perspectives will have to do with. So next in order of importance is understanding that mechanical perspective. Again, the tool, got to use that tool in a manner close to the way in which it was designed to be used. Then we shift our focus into that physical perspective. Again, this is where we're building our swings. Got to get our bodies to support the mechanical movements of that club in such a way that we're building mechanically sound and physically athletic swing movements. And then, just as we mentioned, in order to complete the process, we have to shift our focus into that tactical perspective where we're developing our tactical skills in terms of becoming better players when we're on the golf course. No question about it. As we begin to understand a little bit better how these 4 perspectives begin to blend together, we stress the fact that in order to genuinely improve, it is essential that we understand that these 4 perspectives have to be blended together in such a way that all 4 perspectives are complementing one another in a fluid manner, in a seamless manner. This introduces the actually the component number 3 in the R3 approach, the blending puzzle. We'll have a look at, when you have a look at component number 3, you'll see that the 4 perspectives occupy those the 4 corners of the puzzle. When we come to understand how the puzzle works, we will see that the 3 neighboring pieces to each puzzle piece, each perspective that is, describes that puzzle piece. So as we develop our golf games, we have a blueprint for everything involved with genuinely improving our golf games. When we are in fact directing our thought and action toward developing each of these supporting puzzle pieces, we will in fact become better players. This, after all, is what the whole blending process is all about. And it is a fact. We like to deal in facts and realities, and it is a fact that in order to fulfill that overall strategy, we'll understand that it's not going to work best until all 16 pieces of the puzzle are functioning well and complementing one another in a fluidly good manner. Again, this is what we refer to as the blending process, the blending of the 4 perspectives. Okay, let's have a look at component number 3. This is where we begin to see everything that's required in order to develop that, fulfill that overall strategy and develop mechanically sound, physically athletic, and tactically fluid processes for playing the game. All right, let's continue having fun with the R3 approach, and as always, let's continue doing good work.